Welcome to another edition of the RDFNL Web TV show. We're here at RDFL HQ and we've got the operations manager Toby Boyle, who's pumped up for another big year of finals, mate. Junior finals just this weekend. What's the feeling around the camp at RDFL headquarters?
Yeah, very busy feeling. We've been all systems go since Monday. We announced the finals venues last week to all the clubs, and then the final round last weekend enabled us to lock in the matches to be played at these venues. So yeah, a lot of footy for the juniors, football and netball this year, which is fantastic having netball on board. So big weekend for junior football coming up and netball. Sensational, mate.
And one of the interesting things I found in the fixtures is that Diggers Rest are hosting twice, but Woodend junior football clubs hosting the duties there at one of the days. What's the story there, mate?
Yeah, as most people in the area around Woodend would know, Racecourse Reserve hasn't come up, so unfortunately for Woodend, they still got the final, which was good for them. They have to travel down to Diggers Rest. They've had a trial run there a couple of weeks ago when they hosted Melton South and Melton in their matches for the round 13 fixtures there. So Diggers Rest have been very good to help them out there and give them the venue to host a finals day, which is great. So yeah, so Diggers Rest will host week 2 themselves, but so we've got 2 finals and probably the best surface currently in the RDFL at Diggers Rest, which is good.
Can't argue with that, mate, and the weather will be absolutely fantastic judging by the weather forecast.
Yep, I hope so.
Which is magnificent. It's what we need. There's not too many grounds are holding up too well, mate.
No, well, true, we need the weather to come good for us, obviously, to give our other senior venues a chance to get up to scratch, so when the senior finals start up, we've got good venues there too.
Well, we're supposed to get a little bit of snow between here and the big one, but hopefully that won't have too much of an impact. I think, was it from memory, finals venues this weekend? Was it Lansfield, Romsey, Melton, Diggers Rest and Rockbank?
And Rockbank. So even though Rockbank don't have a junior team this year running around, they've put their hand up and they're running the netball and football over at Ian Cowie, which is great.
Sensational. Of course, when you talk about good services over there, it doesn't get much better than that as well.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. And next Wednesday night of nights, after the success of last year, we're going to see a massive night for the junior presentation, still at Tabcorp Park.
Absolutely, yeah. Obviously, again, netball being introduced this year, so best and fairest awards for the 13 under, 15 under netball in both divisions of Turner and Beatson. But yeah, obviously with no under 10 awards this year, so we've improved the format of the night to give the under 12 boys a bit more of a run with a vote count and a presentation rather than just the presentation. Goal kicking, we've got Dame Beams who's attending as guest speaker, and just all the regulars there, awards that we've had in the past, interleague awards, recognition awards for the coaches and so forth. So it is a big night. We moved it to Tabcorp last year. It was a huge success, so running there again, and hopefully we have another great night and the kids get dressed up and the adults alike and everyone has a great time.
I love the guest choice as well. I don't think too many kids would have got Billy Brownless last year, mate.
No, Billy was still good. We obviously the adults in the crowd absolutely love Billy, and there's a few kids that obviously old enough to remember Billy running around in football, but it's probably the top age 16s, but Dame Beam's probably a more suitable choice for the youngsters these days. They'll know exactly his exploits in recent years and look forward to seeing him there, which would be great.
Magnificent, mate. You mentioned before the under 10s obviously not having representation there on the night, but they are having a little bit of a run around this weekend.
They absolutely, yeah. Look, the AFL Victoria came to us and all leagues at the start of the year with a change to the rules, which meant that we wouldn't be playing finals this year for the under 10s. So one thing we wanted to do at the very start of the year was ensure that we locked away a day for the under 10s to finish off the season, a bit of recognition for them and have a carnival. So it's just a participation carnival, but we offered it to all the clubs in the league. Majority have entered teams, which is great. So we've got 18 teams playing on Saturday over at Boardman Reserve, Kangaroos Ground and Lions Ground. So split those grounds in half. We'll be having 4 games at a time. Plenty of kids running around, getting plenty of touch of the footy, and a good way to finish off the season.
Some good quality umpires out there as well.
You're going to run, are you?
Oh no, I know. Well, league stalwart Tony Mad Dog O'Dwyer is getting out there and having a bit of run. Yeah, I couldn't even run an under 8s game just quietly.
Yeah, there's some slight different rules, but still, it'll be a great day for the kids, and hopefully that the sun's out and that they enjoy themselves one final time before they may progress to 12s next year or do it all again next year in the 10s again.
Magnificent. Any entry there on the gate, mate?
It is. It's a $5 just for adults. Under 18's free. So Obviously, we need to cover the costs of the umpires on the day as well as other expenses, but we're making sure that we give some handouts to the players. We've got some Reading Cinema movie vouchers, we've got some interleague bags, plenty of footballs, both synthetic and leather footies to give away. So hopefully it's a great day for the kids, they enjoy themselves, and their parents and family, grandparents and the like do as well.
And the Sunbury Kangaroos and Sunbury Lions Junior Football Clubs will be running the day?
Absolutely, yeah. So those two teams of clubs are putting their hand up, which is great. John Hanson at Sunbury Lions and Damien O'Connor at the Kangaroos have been fantastic supporters of the league, and they missed out on some interleague middle of the year, but put their hands up to run this day, and then Bournemouth Reserves are an ideal venue to just have two grounds side by side to be playing 4 games of footy on from 9 o'clock till 2 p.m, which is great.
And that's on Saturday, and of course in the senior business we've only got 4 games, so there's not too many games kicking around, so no one will be really missing out at all.
Yeah, again, probably an opportunity for some grounds to freshen up, Wallen probably more so they're put in for hosting a final. We're monitoring their ground closely. They have played their under-18s on the smaller oval just to keep that ground obviously up to scratch. But the 4 games that played this week are still very good games. Probably match the round Riddle and Rupertswood. 1 point in it last time.
Yeah, that's right.
So looking forward to the senior football and netball this week as well.
Magnificent, mate. And obviously a big announcement that wasn't too long ago, Saturday, August 16th, over at Diggers Rest. The big international cup there, France v Indonesia. What does it mean for the league to have these guys come on board as part of this exciting experience?
Well, it's great for the league because we sat at a AFL Vic meeting a couple of weeks ago, and you looked on the list of the games being played in the community round of the IC14, and it was us and a couple of other metro leagues that got games. And then it was the VFL, AMOs, those kind of the bigger Melbourne area, so that they don't have to travel as fast. I think apart from Bendigo, this is the furthest that these teams will travel out, so it's good recognition for the RDFL. Rupertswood and Diggers Rest were fantastic in putting their hands up to host the day. Initially aimed for a South Africa versus USA match, which would have been fantastic, but fixturing reasons that couldn't happen, and we're more than happy with Indonesia and France. I think it'll be a great game. They've already sent through the team lists through to us, and it'd be really good for Diggers to host the day, because obviously they've really done well this year in hosting the Broadford match with Barry Hall on the Queen's birthday weekend there. So again, another feather in the cap for Diggers Rest, and we hope it's a great day and people get out to watch it, because it'd be just good to see how other countries and other players go about it, and never know how they go.
Well, especially on the back of the very successful multicultural seminar just a few weeks back as well. Also at Diggers Rest, the game itself kicks off at 12 o'clock. What will happen with the reserves and under-18s?
The reserves will start at 9:30 in the morning that day.
Yep.
And the under-18s will play the night before at Clark Oval. So not too far for Rupertswood and Diggers Rest to travel into Sunbury, play the game at Clark Oval under lights on a fantastic venue there, and I suppose a good opportunity for a lot of RDFL people to get down and see a red-hot Rupertswood under-18 team play under lights, and see if Diggers Rest can lock away a final spot by playing them.
Diggers Rest aren't a bad side either. They've done quite well.
They have absolutely done very well in under-18s this year, so that'll be good. And obviously the last round of the season, something different for the under-18 boys.
Fantastic, and also as part of the International Cup as well, 10 Highlands FM, very proud to get down there and get involved through AFL Victoria too. We're pretty excited. So
yeah, they gave us the call the other day and said who can call the match, and I put them straight onto you, Yeendy. So,
I put on to Dougie straight away.
I figured you'd probably be there anyway, calling Riddle and Diggers Rest. So Rupo and Diggers Rest. So. Look, it'd be great to people to tune in and listen to you guys maybe struggle with a few pronunciations. It'd be great. I said, if you can't get there, make sure you listen to the guys on Highlands, because it'll be a great match.
Is there going to be anything special on the day as well to commemorate the day? Are we going to see any stalls or anything from Diggers Rest?
There'll be a after match function. So Diggers Rest will be doing the invites for that to some RDFL people, clubs. We're inviting the ambassadors of both countries to get along as well. So I think really that the focus will be purely just on the game itself and celebrating football and how other countries go about playing it. So the after-match function will be great, but really the highlight of the day is just getting in there and watching a football match between two countries.
Sensational, mate. And a last one. Obviously, we are talking about the business end of the season. A lot of assessments going on with some of the venues at the moment. The grounds aren't holding up to scratch. Thanks to Mother Nature, Masson Ranges, all the grounds are basically in difficult states.
Yep.
Is it very testing time for you guys behind the scenes to actually get the best venues up for those finals coming up in the next few weeks?
We're very fortunate that our clubs understand and are very helpful and honest in their appraisal of their own surfaces. And look, we had eight clubs put in for 7 finals, basically. So I mean, there's no rule to say that we can't play finals, 2 or 3 finals on one venue over 3 weeks if that's what it comes to. But what we will do is just make sure that we give ourselves every chance. So if it's up until round 18, then so be it. I know people like to know well in advance, but we don't want to put ourselves in a situation where we lock ourselves in for a venue, it doesn't come up, and then we put pressure on the club hosting or the club's playing. They're playing on a substandard surface. So look, we will give it to round 18, and hopefully by then things settle down a little bit. And yeah, we'll be able to announce hopefully as soon as possible the venues for at least the first couple of weeks.
Well, it's a good initiative by you guys to sort of take, because I know, I think other than last year from memory, but previous years, even 3 or 4 years in a row, I think there were a lot of changes made with, I know Woodend in particular, I know Romsey ended up having to host a couple of finals a few years back. And
we asked the clubs to go get liquor licences and similar initiatives, so for the whole finals, rather than just putting all their eggs into one basket and hoping that they'll get the first week that they ask for. Or they'll get their venue. So if they go and do an extensive liquor licence, it gives them more flexibility, more opportunity to host a different week if they don't get the one they're after. So hopefully there's no late changes, but look, we are very fortunate that we have got a few backup venues available nearby too.
Sensational, mate. Well, Bowen Medal not too far away. I know we'll be making plenty of our predictions once the season's done and dusted, but just going to win the next few rounds. We're going to see a few cracking games of footy. Any tips to see who might challenge Romsey at the business end of the year as we finish home and away season? Got a few big games.
Well, probably the winner of Riddle and Rupo this week. I think if one of the 2 teams there give a really good showing, then they're obviously a chance. I think it'll be a hotly contested final series where you expect Romsey to do very well and go through to the grand final, but finals can throw up funny things, so you've got to play well in finals, not just getting there. So I think those 3 teams, Romsey, Riddle and Rupo, have done well to probably secure the top 3, depending on where their head diggers go over the next couple of weeks. But look, I think that the 3 from there will give it a good shake, but anything can happen. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Well, we sort of saw that last year. Rupert's Wood under 18s were good up until the very last half of the season. Every other game, every other final, third quarter of the under 18.5's grand final, that undid it for them.
Absolutely.
So, and they were Romsey-esque with the way they went about things too.
Exactly right. So yeah, it can happen. So I mean, it's good to be playing good football now and hitting your straps and having good form, but it really does count for nothing unless you can bring it in September.
Well, let's bring it on come the final series. Got a couple of weeks left to go in the RDFNL Home and Away series. Tobes, thanks for joining us on the RDFNL Footy Show for this week, and wish you all the best for the remainder of the Home and Away season.